is going on, guys? DJ PRS here, and before I get into this video, I just want to let you know the only reason why I'm making it now is because I no longer have any ties or affiliation with the GameStop that I worked at. Don't talk to them anymore, don't go to the store, and my employee discount number has officially been wiped from the mainframe. So yeah, let's get into it. GameStop. Jesus Christ, where do I begin? Let's see here. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of go back to after the second video of the old lady yelling at me about the price of the controller and all that other crazy shit. I'm gonna go right from there and kind of backwards a little bit. GameStop isn't all that cracked up to be, you know, in the sense of everyone's first job, everyone loves it, it's super fucking cool. Yeah, it's a cool place to work at because you get to talk about video games to other, you know, gamers and see like PC Master Race versus console boys and things like that. But background to it is completely like thrown under the rug. Alright, so let me begin by saying I tried to apply for this location since I was 16 years old. Mind you, that's 5 years ago. You know, my boy Ernie helped me get the job and all that. It was, you know, fucking amazing. But I only worked with Ernie once. They threw me in, you know, working closing shifts with another manager, and he trained me, but he didn't train me like you would normally be trained. It was, okay, at the front desk, do this testing, and also work the register at the same time. Okay, cool, you know, I can do that, that's no problem. But at the same time, I was taking the tests, doing the register, and putting away the games, and then also managing the game shelves. First day on the job, you are gonna fuck up. You are gonna have, you know, some mistakes here and there. But instead of telling me exactly what I need to do, he would just look at me, shake his head, go, "Oh, Joe," and then do it himself. Like, you've been here before, you should know what the fuck to do. You know, in the type of situations of like, yeah, he's a newbie. I fucking get it. So instead of training him normally and, you know, learning how to do this certain shit, I'm just gonna do it and just get it over with, so I don't have to waste my time. So, you know, I'm thinking next schedule, you know, next time I'm scheduled, that will be fine. I wasn't scheduled until another month, mind you that. I can literally tell you my GameStop career, I've worked 7 shifts. I worked 2 shifts a month, and maybe if Ernie was cool, he would say, "Hey Joe, can you work this day? I'm gonna call off." And then I would work his shift. That's how much I was getting. $36 a paycheck, maybe less, if, you know, I didn't work one of those days. So I had to get another job. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to get another job because I had to get my tonsils removed, and I had to do the whole time. Words, Joe. Words. Sorry, I'm getting really frustrated. I had to get my tonsils and adenoids removed, and at the same time, I also was getting a septoplasty done in my nostrils. Which I think that's the only way you can get a septoplasty. I don't know. I'm not a fucking doctor, but I had to take a couple of days off. Actually, it was more like 2 weeks, and they were upset, even though I let them know, like, hey, I'm getting the surgery done. I can work up until the day of my surgery, but they just never scheduled me. So I kind of just went with the flow. Another thing about it, like, it was just complete hell to begin with. I had my mom and dad, you know, telling me, "When are you gonna get another job? When are you getting another job? You can't live on $36, which I couldn't. Mind you, I had to get a new phone, you know, because my phone was like fucking broken. So I got a phone plan and all this stuff with Verizon. I picked up that job, and then I was also working at Subway. But of course, I worked mornings over there at Subway, and then expected for me to work that night at GameStop, and I'll call, oh no, Joe, you don't have any schedule for this work week, go have fun. Well, motherfucker, the fun was going to work and making money, so, but the icing on the cake was that when they did try to call me, like to work schedules, they will call me half an hour to 45 minutes before the shift started. Mind you, I didn't have a car at the time, and I was having my friend Sean drive me, or if my dad got home before work started, then he would take me. Well, that happened one time. My dad came home, he drove me to GameStop, and then they look at me and they go, oh, you did come. And I was like, yeah, you told me to be here. And he goes, oh, well, someone else replied right before we called you, and we were supposed to call you back and tell you not to come. Well, so that's a fucking waste of gas, because that is almost a 30-minute drive from my house to that GameStop. And then I just wouldn't work for another, 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Well, right towards the end of my GameStop career, if you want to even call that my fucking bullshit. Before, a couple of weeks before, my mom wasn't feeling well. She was pretty sick, and I was training to get my license, so I was driving my mom and dad around a lot, driving in my cousin's car, going to the mall and stuff, and my mom needed to go to the emergency room. She was in dire pain, and she's like, I need you, to drive me. I can barely move. And I'm like, cool, I got you, don't worry. So as I'm getting ready to get my mom into the car, my job calls me. And he goes, hey Joe, can you come in tonight for the Gears release? And I was just so frustrated at the point, of course they would call me, in this emergency situation. And I told him, I said, nah, dude, I can't. I'm taking my mom to the hospital right now. And with the calmest voice, they're like, oh, okay, all right, we'll talk to you later. And they hung up. Now, mind you, I called again every week since then, or every other day, to figure out when I was working. Oh, no, Joe, you're not on the schedule, I was on the schedule for another 2 months. And I also went to that location, to figure out, hey, what's going on? How come I'm not being scheduled? And the manager told me, the GM told me, he looks at me and goes, well, our numbers are doing bad, so we need to have more of the managers working, and then the part-timers, switch shifts, if you want to call it, they're getting less hours until we get our, ratings back up. And me, like a dumbass, I agreed, bought a game, just did my thing, and then I call, a week later, and I said, hey, when am I going to be scheduled? And the GM calls me back and says, hey, I need you to call at around 1:30, 2 o'clock. I said, okay, that's fine. I text Ernie on Facebook, and I said, hey, hopefully I might get a new shift change or whatever. The GM told me to call him back at this time. And Ernie just sends dots, and he goes, that's not good, bro. And I'm like, why? He goes, yo, you might be getting let go. And I'm like, what the fuck, why? I was hardly ever on the schedule. And he's like, I don't know, man, just best of luck. I call back at that time, and the GM tells me, he goes, hey Joe, I'm sorry, but we gotta let you go. We called you on the day that we really needed you for the Gears release, and you weren't able to work. Mind you, my mom was in the hospital. I had to take her. We were there all day. It was fucking hectic. So, as calm as I was on the phone, because I could have just went off and been like an asshole, I straight up said, well, I guess all well that ends well, because you hardly put me on the schedule anyway. And he goes, well, yeah, but every time we try to call you to give you work, you were either not available or there was an emergency. But it fucking happens, and you call me, fucking minutes beforehand, and when I do get there, oh wait, never mind. But I'm not trying to go off on anyone, try to keep, a good clean slate with them. Just said my piece, hung up the phone, and I got another job. But the best part was that there's a GameStop right next to me at the mall. And I go there, and I go, I just want to test to see if my employee discount number still works. And it did. I picked up Pokemon Sun and Moon. I picked up Uncharted. Let's see what else. Kingdom Hearts, Resident Evil, Street Fighter. You name it, I was using that fucking discount for everything. I picked up a new console for a friend with that discount. Controllers. The microphone that you guys, that you've been telling me to get, the Blue Yeti. I picked that up. It was on a deal. If anyone see on my Facebook, I got that shit for $34. This is still like a $150 mic. And just recently, after the launch of the Switch, my employee discount code or whatever employee number got taken off the system, which is completely fucking fine because I saved more money in the long run with this code more than I've worked there. GameStop isn't all that cracked up as it is, that people tell you. Yeah, some locations are cool, but then you have a location like mine where they just, fuck with people's, time and money. But, yeah, this is going to be, a 3-part series. Right now, this is just talking about the job. The next one's going to be talking about the people that I worked with over there. And how, that shit's crazy. And, everyone, decides, it's only working for only one shift. And that shit was fucking hysterical. But, yeah, this was a almost 12-minute rant of me telling you guys, why I no longer work there and, what happened. So, guys, hope you liked the rant. I know it's really weird. It's been a while since I've done this. But don't forget to leave a like. Subscribe if you're new because I'll be working on a lot better videos, with this mic. And I got a new laptop and all that. And click the link down below to look at the Game Kingdom introduction video and subscribe to the buddies on there. So I'm DJ PRS and I'll catch you guys.
Where nobody knows, where I can release my soul.